Somalia becomes the 8th member state of the East African Community EAC after the Democratic Republic of Congo joined in March 2022. With a population of about 18 million, this marks an increase in EAC competitiveness with an expanded market of about 318 million people.
I have to mention about what this community means to us. When we cross the borders, our region, our brothers and sisters in the East African community have accommodated us. They have opened their doors.
And we welcome them, and congratulations to Somalia for making that big step. On the other hand, I am cautious because one of the preconditions for joining the East African community is for a partner state to mirror the institutions of the countries of the East African community.
Somalia's admission to the East African community also brings with it a coastline of about 3,000 kilometers, which links Africa to the Arabian Peninsula, and with this, the region will tap into intra-regional trade.
A lot of gold, potential gas, potential oil, all these things are waiting for East Africans to come and, because they have not been exploited by Somalis because they didn't have a good government.
Somalia joining the East African community is part of the broad agenda sponsored by President Yoweri Museveni to widen the East African cooperation and market. It has a number of implications. The first one is to increase the market, aggregated market for East Africa and from East Africa. Two, it will increase the potency of the East African community to superintend over individual states in terms of military strength. But in the short term, it will not necessarily wipe away the insurgency in Somalia. We can pick lessons from the DRC.
Membership of the EAC will result in deepening more extensive collaboration on security matters, including counterterrorism, intelligence sharing, combating organized crime, and this will thus foster growing peace and stability in the region.
Despite the benefits, Somalia's membership raises critical questions about the EAC ability to ensure regional stability.
Despite the security threat posed by Al-Shabaab in Somalia, President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud have declared an all-out war against the militant organizations and initiated a multi-pronged approach to counter them.
Of course, we will have to agree that Somalia is just coming out of a war. I think the war is not yet over. The conflicts are not yet over. But if the leadership can join the East African community, there are so many benefits. One, they will share even the security challenges. Mind you that we have a standby force in East Africa. So meaning if they come, they can benefit from that.
For more than 15 years now, the African Union has deployed forces to Somalia to pacify the war-torn country that is perpetrated by the Al-Shabaab militia. Among the countries in the EAC, Uganda, Kenya and Burundi have contributed troops to AMISOM, which has since been configured into the African Union Transition Mission in Somalia, ATMIS.
I have a feeling that if they join East Africa, even that war might somehow cease. And also the way they have been attacking the neighboring countries, maybe it will stop.
Much as the community is expanding, some countries are not paying their annual remittances. For instance, since DRC joined the EAC last year, the country has not contributed any funds, and yet the community's programs are grappling with poor funding.
The East African community continues to be the most integrated regional economic bloc in Africa. In fact, faster than ECOWAS. And the budget of ECOWAS is 4 times bigger than the one for East African community. Isn't it possible we do like what ECOWAS is doing? ECOWAS, they simply say 0.005 of all the imports coming to West Africa becomes now their source of financing.
The East African community needs to now begin to deepen its integration. We have done well with widening, with ensuring that we get as many partner states as possible. but we are still struggling with the deepening of our integration.
One of the first requirements for a country to be admitted into the regional bloc is that it must share a borderline with at least one member state. It must also have strong democratic institutions.
I think having economic blocs is in itself is good. Economies of scale. And when you look at the economies of scale, we're looking at marketing. Marketing, because when you are marketing, you need a big market.
So we are here as East Africa to say, can we make East Africa borderless East Africa? We are able to move freely from one country to another, and we remove all the barriers to trade so that people can move and do business.
And after Somalia's approval, Ethiopia, which is on the waiting list, will bring in a market of about 126 million people if it is admitted. Jjingo Francis, NTV.